The WSL has brought us many iconic moments over the years, such as Ellen White's viral free kick,
and it was touched to Ellen White,
and Christy Mewis struggling with the wind in Dagenham. It has also been home to outstanding players and great team success. So, let's talk about it. My name is Scar and I'm going to be telling you everything you need to know about the Barclays Women's Super League. This video will be split up into sections, so first we'll cover the formation of the league and its founding members, and then we'll dive into the history of the WSL itself. Lastly, we'll wrap up talking about what we know and what I think could happen over the next couple of years for the league. 2011 saw the inception of the FA Women's Super League. Initially, 16 clubs made applications to be a part of it. Those were Arsenal, Barnet, Birmingham City, Bristol Academy, Chelsea, Colchester United, Doncaster Rovers Bells, Everton, Leeds Carnegie, Leicester City, Lincoln Ladies, Liverpool, Millwall Lionesses, Newcastle United, Nottingham Forest, and Sunderland. Leeds later withdrew their application, and out of the remaining 15 clubs, 8 were chosen to be a part of the inaugural season. Those were Arsenal, Birmingham City, Bristol Academy, Chelsea, Doncaster Rovers Bells, Everton, Lincoln Ladies, and Liverpool. This saw the WSL replace the FA Women's Premier League National Division as the highest level of women's football in England. So let's dive into the WSL's history. On the 13th of April 2011, Arsenal's Jill Flaherty scored the first ever league goal as Arsenal beat Chelsea 1-0 in front of a crowd of 2,510. Arsenal were champions of the 2011 season and defended their title in 2012, seeing them pick up the first and second WSL titles. Liverpool were crowned champions in 2013, and this was also the last season before the introduction of the second division, meaning that all teams had to reapply for their place. Doncaster Rovers Bells were the only team who were unsuccessful in their application due to financial reasons, so instead of playing in the WSL 1, they would be playing in the WSL 2 the following season. Manchester City Ladies, now known as Manchester City Women, would take their place, and Lincoln Ladies would also go into the top flight. 2014 saw the introduction of the second division, with a further 10 teams now competing in a 2-tier league with promotion and relegation. Liverpool claimed back-to-back WSL titles, winning on goal difference as both them and Chelsea finished the season with 26 points. Everton were relegated from the WSL 1, while Sunderland were promoted into the top flight. In December of 2014, the FAWSL announced a 2-year plan to expand the WSL 1 from 8 teams to 10 teams. This meant that now 2 teams would be promoted from the WSL 2, whilst only 1 was relegated from the top flight. Chelsea were champions in 2015, whilst Bristol Academy were relegated from the top flight. Reading and Doncaster Bells saw promotion from the WSL 2 into the WSL 1. Additionally, it was also the first time that there was promotion from the FA Women's Premier League into the WSL 2, connecting the WSL to the rest of the England women's football pyramid. In July of 2016, the FA announced that the WSL would be moving from a summer to a winter league to align with the more traditional English football calendar. Manchester City picked up their first WSL title, and Doncaster Rovers Bells were relegated to the WSL 2. Yeovil Town and Bristol City, formerly Bristol Academy, were promoted to the WSL 1. To help with the move to a winter league, a shortened FA WSL Spring Series took place between February and May of 2017, with no promotion or relegation. However, 2 days before the start of the season, Notts County Ladies folded, meaning that they were not able to compete and withdrew from the WSL 1. Chelsea were champions of the WSL Spring Series, and WSL 2 teams were invited to replace the defunct Notts County Ladies. Everton and Doncaster Rovers Bells were the only teams to apply, and it was decided that Everton would take the vacant space. The 2017-18 season saw Chelsea crowned champions once again, and it was the first time the WSL ran as a winter league. It was also the last of the 2-tier era, with the FA removing promotion and relegation between the 2 tiers in order to restructure the league. Clubs were required to apply for new licenses under new criteria to take part in the 2018-19 season. In September of 2018, the WSL became a full-time professional league and was restructured to a 1-tier 11-team competition. All teams had to reapply for their place, with only Sunderland being unsuccessful, and they actually made a bid to go into the FA Women's Championship, and that was what they were unsuccessful in, and therefore were relegated to the FA Women's National League instead. Both Brighton and West Ham were promoted to the top flight for the 2018-19 season. In March of 2019, Barclays were announced as the title sponsor for the WSL. Arsenal were crowned champions for the 2018-19 season, whilst Yeovil Town were relegated. The league was also due to expand from 11 teams to 12, which saw both Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur promoted from the Championship after finishing first and second respectively. The 2019-20 season was cut short in May due to the pandemic, and Chelsea were crowned champions, whilst Liverpool were relegated on a points per game average. Aston Villa were promoted from the Championship based on the same merit. Chelsea were champions in the 2020-21 season and became the first team since Liverpool in 2014 to defend a WSL title. Bristol City were relegated from the WSL whilst Leicester City earned promotion to the top flight. In March of 2021, it was announced that BBC and Sky Sports would broadcast live WSL games. Also this season, the number of Champions League places increased from 2 to 3. The 2021-22 season saw Chelsea claim their third consecutive WSL title. Birmingham City were relegated from the WSL, having been a part of it since it was founded in 2011, whilst Liverpool gained promotion from the Championship. Ahead of the 2022-23 season, the top two tiers rebranded and dropped the FA from their league title names. Chelsea were crowned champions once again, and Reading were relegated from the top flight. Bristol City returned to the WSL after winning the Championship and gaining promotion. Chelsea were champions of the 2023-24 season, securing their 5th consecutive WSL title and 7th overall. Bristol City were relegated, whilst Crystal Palace gained promotion to the WSL for the first time in their history. Before we jump into what is next for the league, I just wanted to go over the current format of the WSL. The league consists of 12 teams, with each playing 11 home and 11 away matches for a total of 22 games per season. The winners of the league are the team with the most points, and in the instance where points are tied, it's decided on goal difference, then most goals scored, then most matches won, then head-to-head, and if they are still tied, then playoff matches will take place. First, second and third place secure UEFA Women's Champions League places, and where they enter is dependent on other league results and who are the current holders of the competition. 12th place is relegated to the Championship, and the winners of the Championship, subject to licence, are promoted to the top flight. Now, with that out of the way, we can discuss what is next for the WSL. Women's Professional Leagues Limited have taken responsibility over the Barclays WSL and Championship. They aim to craft a unique audience and set aside judgment and direct comparison from the men's game in order to capitalise on potential growth. They could make changes to the league structure, agree new broadcast deals, invest in new technology and officiating, and implement rule changes. Obviously, this is very fresh and still very new, but it is super exciting to see what will happen in the future. Additionally, the WSL and Championship have both launched YouTube channels which will broadcast live games and host fun, unique content like we previously saw on the FA Player. This is amazing for accessibility and helping the game grow. We have seen some really positive changes and amazing growth in the league. Aston Villa have announced to be playing all their WSL home games at Villa Park. Arsenal will also be playing their WSL games at the Emirates. This is, however, dependent on how far they progress in the Champions League, so either they'll be playing 8 WSL home games at the Emirates or they'll be playing all 11, which is fantastic for them and the league given their attendance records. And also there are plenty other WSL clubs who have announced that they'll be playing at their main stadium at some point during the season, whether it's a one-off game or it's a couple, which is brilliant and such a positive move in the right direction. So absolutely love to see it. It's a really exciting time to support women's football, especially here in England. We're seeing so much growth. There's a long way to go, but we're getting there and it's really, really amazing to see. So that about wraps up this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing if you're interested in more women's football content. I hope you all have an amazing day.